Hey guys, so I'm able to dig today. Um, I was on call last week. I take call now, and so for a whole week I have to be within 20 minutes of my work. And my new dig area that the new land I have, it's further away than that, so I can't dig on this property on the week that I'm on call, and I'm on call every other week. But it's Mother's Day, and I got a chance to go digging this morning. And I was driving to the spot that I had picked out to start digging. And I saw another location, another little hilltop that looked interesting on my way to that spot. And I thought, well, I'm going to get out and walk and see if I see anything on this little hill before I drive over there. So I'm walking along, and I started to turn around. I started to say, well, there's nothing here, and walk back to the truck. But something told me, said, no, I'll go a little bit further. And I want you to look what I'm seeing right here. That is Coastal Plains chert, and it's got a fossil shell in it. What do we got? Oh man, the tip is broke off of that thing. Let me dig in there and make sure that tip isn't. God, I hate that thing's broke. That material is so smooth. But hey, let me tell you something. Let's not be too disappointed yet, because while I was getting my camera going, I looked up this away, and look what's laying right there. Got a twofer video. Oh man, tip's busted on it too. Doggone dozers is eating these up. But there's two within 8 feet of each other, so they're here. Let me look around and see what else we got. What is this, guys? Doggone gigantic egg. Is that a turkey egg? Never seen a turkey egg before, but I'm guessing that's what it is. Well, I haven't found anything else, at least not yet. But that was fun. Just drove by there and seen a little hill backed up into a tree line. I figured it's probably like a spring or something up under there in them trees. Just sometimes you can just feel where arrowheads are. You've been doing it as long as I have. But I marked that spot, and only found, I think, 2 or 3 flint chips out there. But they're there. I don't know how many's there, but they're there. What I really want to do is find another place like Bobo Hill or Bone Hill. And what was so magical about those two places is that it was a multicultural area. There was different time periods that lived there. So in that situation, you got 5 times more likely to find something, because if there's not an arrowhead laying there from the woodland time period, there may be an arrowhead laying there from the early archaic time period. But if you're digging on a site that is just one time period, then you know, you're less likely to come up on something with each scratch in the dirt. But I'm gonna save the rest of my energy. I got that spot marked. I'll come back and check it out one day. But with what energy I got left, I'm gonna go sink this shovel in the dirt. Check this place out. I've been wanting to get into it for a while. Go check it out and see what it's all about. Well, just as I clicked the button to turn that off, I looked ahead of me and there was that busted piece. Midsection, tip is gone, base is gone. But yeah, they're here. Okay guys, I'm not gonna let that distract me. I need to get to that dig site. I made it. As you can see, this is a pretty little place. This is what I'm calling Keystone Hill. It's not that big, but let's see, right along in there is where we found that point on the surface whenever the owner took me out here to look around. And I came up here a couple weekends ago, just walked around, and up on this side I found a broken base. And also down in that bottom down there, I walked around and this, you can see kind of right there is like a little hump. I found a bunch of pottery pieces out there. I figure there's a spring in them trees and they was probably going down there to get their water with the pottery. Looks like a good place here. I've walked around and found several pieces of flint chips up here. And you know, it's getting hard to find flint chips in logged areas anymore and arrowheads, because they're just not logging it like they used to. They're not digging, and that's a good thing. They're not breaking the arrowheads up. There's a bunch of, here's all the pottery and chips I found down on that hump. And there's some more chips I found on top of this hill. But like that little place I went to on the film a few minutes ago, I found 2 broke arrowheads and 2 flint chips, and that's it. If a surface hunter had walked ahead of me and had found that stuff, I would have walked through there and been thinking to myself, there's nothing here to find. And it's just because of the way they're logging nowadays. They're just not digging them up too much. But it's a flint chip there. But this little hill here, we found a good number of flint chips. And so I'm fixing to pick me out a spot and get started and try to find something. Well, I ran into something I didn't expect. Started digging my trench out, and this area isn't but maybe a foot deep. I did not expect that. I came over here and dug another little test hole. This same thing, I'm hitting the clay level at about a foot down, and that's not good, because you know, I was just talking about how they're not logging nowadays like they used to. In the older days, they'd have really tilled up the soil, and I'm afraid that whatever arrowheads is in here is going to be broke up. I'd love to see that be about 3 or 4 foot deep. This place may not turn out to be as good as I hoped. I'm going to scratch around for a little bit, see what happens, but man, I sure am discouraged at this. Well, we left Keystone Hill. I'm at the hill right beside it. Here's a cute little arrowhead right here, laying broke up in the road. Let's see about this base. Yeah, that base is busted up too. That's a shame. That would have been a killer right there. Bet the other end of it's here somewhere. It's laying crushed up. I'm just real disappointed about Keystone Hill. I thought that was going to be the place, but it's not. It's just, there's a few arrowheads there, but there's an extreme high likelihood that whatever's there is going to be broke up just like this. You know, sorry about that. A bead of sweat dripped off my forehead, landed on the screen, and turned the recording off. But I was saying, I could dig there on Keystone Hill. I could find a few things, but they'd probably be broke up. I went to a place out in Garland one time that was like Keystone Hill. I found 34 arrowheads just walking around looking in one day. And I thought that was going to be the place to be. But the thing about those 34 arrowheads is every last one of them was broke. And I was wondering how it could be possible that out of 34, every last one of them would be broke. But what it was, I come back to dig there, and it was the same situation as Keystone Hill over there. The clay level was like 6 inches to a foot down, and the weight of all the skidders and log trucks and stuff rolling around had just, they didn't have any protection. It's just like this one here, busted up. So, and two, there wasn't a lot left there because the rain had washed up most everything. That's like Keystone Hill over there. If it comes a real good hard rain before the weeds and stuff grows up around it, it'll uncover half of what's there. So it's just not a good dig site. Even though there's a few areas there, it's just not what I need. So looks like I'm going to be hunting for a dig site more than I am arrowheads for a while. I'm going to go up here and check this place out, see what it's all about. This hill don't actually look that bad. I was walking up here, found that broke point at the base of it, and from the road it didn't look that good, but now that I'm actually up here, there's a steep drop off. And I did find 2 little flakes there. It looks sandy. I guess I'll go back and get the shovel and see how deep the clay level is on this place. This might be good. Got a base right here. Yeah, let me get the shovel and try this place out. This might be okay. So up there is where I just was, and I walked. There's like a side hill connected to it that goes on around. I walked all over there and looked around, see what was there, and then came back here to the truck to get the shovel so I can go back up there and see how far down the clay level is. Came over here, got me a drink and a pack of cookies out of the truck. Came over here and sat down and talked on the phone for a little while, and stood up while I was talking, and I walked right over here, and I'd been seeing this, and I just thought it was old gravel rock, but I kicked it over while I was talking. Look at that cute little feller. Let me get over here and set it down so I can work this zoom. This new Galaxy S8's got a great zoom on it. tip's busted on that thing. And I really hate that. I actually have a slither of that tip in the truck. It's like a section of it. But it's a fresh brake. It got ran over. And then while I was talking, I kind of meandered over to that little hill and looked around. And I found this chert tip, or midsection, tip and base going off it. So, man, it's like there's stuff everywhere, a little bit of stuff everywhere. But I just haven't nailed down the spot where the main congregation of them was. Take the shovel up there and see what I can find. I just picked this up. It's laying right there. I thought it was a flint chip, the way it was covered up. But no, it is a really cute little arrowhead. You know, I'm out here and I've been finding stuff all day. I'm looking for a dig site and I keep finding arrowheads. But I ain't looking for arrowheads, I'm looking for a dig site. But no, I'm glad to be finding stuff. I'm just back up on top of this hill. I'm gonna sink my shovel in, see if this is a good spot. Okay, I went out there and I dug down just one small hole. I dug down about 2.5 feet and I still hadn't hit the clay level. So, however deep it is back there, it's going to be enough. The question is just going to be, is there enough arrowheads concentrated on this hilltop to make it worth digging? And for today, I've walked a lot and it's hot. And I'm going to go visit my little sister this afternoon. So, I'm calling it quits for today. I've got several good surface finds so far. And I'm on call next week, so I won't be digging here any for the next week. I have a friend in Red Level. He's got some property. Might get it with him while I'm on call. I can dig in that direction. But yeah, that's it for today. Whenever I get back down here, I'll investigate further and see if this is going to wind up being a good place or not. Thanks for watching, guys.